Support for retired Supreme Court Justice Sandra Day O'Connor is pouring in after she announced that she has the beginning stages of dementia, probably Alzheimer's disease. O'Connor, who is now 88, said in a letter yesterday she's no longer able to participate in public life due to her condition. She wrote, "While the final chapter of my life with dementia may be trying, nothing has diminished my gratitude and deep appreciation for the countless blessings in my life."
In 1981, O'Connor made history when she became the first woman appointed to the Supreme Court. She spoke to Scott Pelley about that in 2004.
I just see the appointment of a woman to this court as a door opener for women across our land, and I think that's an incredible legacy.
O'Connor opened the door for the 3 female justices now on the bench. She was the deciding vote in landmark cases on women's rights, affirmative action, and campaign finance. The announcement comes 12 years after she retired to care for her husband, who developed Alzheimer's disease. Dr. Gayatri Devi is a neurologist at New York's Lenox Hill Hospital who specializes in memory disorders. Good morning.
Good morning.
So, Justice O'Connor said she was diagnosed some time ago with dementia. What's the progression once the diagnosis happens?
Well, progression varies from person to person. And someone like her, who is now 88 years old, who, if she was diagnosed, I'm assuming a few years ago, the progression should be very good. Prognosis should be good because she is older, she's very articulate, she has a good brain, a good cognitive reserve, all of which protects against rapid acceleration over time. So I think in her case, progression, in my opinion, would be slow.
What does that mean in terms of, I'm curious about what John's asking too. In terms of years, what do you mean by that?
I think the thing that most of us worry about when we develop Alzheimer's, which is more feared by Americans, older Americans than cancer, is that you are going to lose yourself. You're going to lose your soul. And I think that in a case like this, where someone has it much later in life, the likelihood is very high that she's not going to lose herself. She's not going to lose her soul. And she's going to continue to know who she is and the people around her until the end of her days.
I think as people are living longer, thus you see the concern that they will in fact maybe develop Alzheimer's. 2/3 of Alzheimer's patients are women. Why is that? Why does it affect women more?
Women are affected more by Alzheimer's for a multitude of reasons. First of all, women live longer, so there are more women with Alzheimer's. Secondly, it seems as though women survive more with cerebrovascular disease of the brain compared to men who die earlier with it. And so that causes disease in the brain, which predisposes to Alzheimer's disease. And then there are also the hormonal changes that women are now living much longer without the protective effects of estrogen, and that can also increase risk. The other thing, too, is that women suffer more as caregivers from Alzheimer's disease, as did Justice Sandra Day O'Connor, in that she quit her job to take care of her husband. Right. And that's something women tend to do. They tend to quit their jobs, give up their lives in order to take care of loved ones with dementia.
Doctor, if you are diagnosed, is there anything, or what can one do to slow the progression?
So first of all, you have to realize there are many different types of Alzheimer's disease, and depending on the part of the brain that's affected, and depending on how old you are when you have it, and depending on the kind of brain that you bring to the illness, it can progress differently. And so there are things you can do. You can exercise, eat healthy, stimulate the parts of the brain that are failing. That helps because you don't lose plasticity just because you have Alzheimer's.
Well, we will honor her privacy and respect her legacy, Doctor. Thank you so much.
Thank you.